I want to end with this last topic. With Cam Newton and Brittany Renner. They just had a conversation, and like Cam made it clear. You know how Cam is. Cam says a whole bunch of nothing for like 3 minutes. Cam talks around the point, and then you have to pull apart everything he said for like 30 seconds.
Just like his cat.
Because he's from Atlanta.
So I'm gonna break down what he said. He basically said he wouldn't ever DM her because to like have fun with her because she talks too much. Basically, in so many words. You know how he talks. Right. But like I just wanted to know like how y'all felt about that. Like
I know where Cam's coming from, because like especially living in Baltimore, a lot of Baltimore girls, they love to say who they talk to. They like to tell it to their friends. They try to mess it up for. They try to mess it up for everybody. So I understand what Cam mean. Like they be pillow talking.
Yeah, she perceived herself as that type of person, like to do that anyway. So I wouldn't even want to get near that if I was that.
Man, a nigga like me would still do it, but
I mean,
y'all don't view her as like a powerful woman that stands her ground and like.
I mean, she probably is. I can't say nothing really about her personally, but it's just. Like, that whole P.J. Washington situation, like,
it gave a bad look.
But, I mean, the way that she had to, like, defend herself on all these podcasts that she was on, you know what I mean? Like,
kind of boring.
She only had to do that because she did that.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
But let me not, because, coming, like, I watched it, and she was making the point that, like, she's a voice for the women that... Because, like, John just made a point. There's girls that do this stuff on a regular day, everyday basis, and it's like they feel now they see Brittany Renner doing it, and she said in a way it's like they gives them a person to look up to for that type of things. And it's like, okay, I get it, I understand, but it's just where I didn't agree with her. It was like Cam asked her like, "Oh, what's your type of guy?" And she started going on explaining or whatever, and she then started to go on and was like, "Yeah, but it's kind of hard for me because no one really wants to talk to me or mess with me." And it's just like.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Like, not to say like, and again, because she went and talked about the whole book thing. She was like, "Oh, I never named any names in the book," but it's like,
you dry snitching in a
still,
sense.
You still are like, you can put 2 and 2 together. 1 + 1 = 2. So it's like that doesn't matter. And then the P.J. Washington situation, that literally was probably like that was the end of it. Like it was like. I just saw how you did this, young man. Why would I want to deal with you? Like,
yeah, and that's what Cam literally said. Like, he wasn't trying to end up in her book. Like, and it's like,
and I mean, yeah, he just said the book, but in reality, he didn't want to just say, "I ain't trying to be PJ." Like that, he ain't gonna be. Yeah, it's like, come on.
I mean, but she brought up a good point. That like she said that Cam has 2 baby mothers and 7 children, but nobody really talks about that. But
damn,
she has one baby father and 1 child, but she's looked at them as damaged goods, and Cam is just
well,
Cam.
see, because Cam Newton's not out here trying to claw money from each one of his baby mamas.
You see how I reacted to that information? I didn't know that.
You didn't know it because Cam
would have not known that.
He wasn't trying to put it out there like, hey, this is
He didn't write a book.
Bro, like
he ain't write a book about all 7 of his baby mothers.
Right, like come on.
Like Brittany Renner, she was with Kaepernick.
She was
with Kaepernick?
She was with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
She was with Kaepernick.
Wow.
She was with she been mad athletes or whatever, but she pillow talks like no reason why everybody knows.
And she always talks about where she comes from and how she had to work hard. And I'm not discrediting any of that.
She grew up in the Midwest.
I'm not like she probably definitely did have to grind and work hard and all that. But it's just like
grind. Yeah.
My thing is just, my thing is just like like I was saying when Cam asked her, "Oh, what's your type?" and she was like, explain it, but it's like, "Oh, it's hard because of da da da." And I'm like, well, that's really my whole issue. Is like, well, you don't be upset because you look at what you did with the whole PJ situation. That really, I'm gonna be real. She was still messing with. She could still get dudes and was still probably doing a lot better when the book was out. But then it was like with the PJ thing, and like now it's like, all right, nobody's trying to mess with her because of that. Really,
the thing about it for me was like when she mentioned how she talked to Deion Sanders. I mean, she talked how Deion was
Jackson
like,
State.
I want you to come to Jackson State. I mean, we don't know. This is a complete speculation. I would not be surprised if it came out that Deion actually brought her to Jackson State to show the athletes what not to be trying to pursue in the NFL. Because she mentioned on the podcast, she's like,
she was so happy that she was like, he embraced me. I was so happy, and
but
that would be. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I would hope not.
He's like, look, fellas, I'll never do that.
I mean, like,
yo, that would be so.
Destroy her
that's what I'm
brand,
thinking, bro. Like, I'm not. I hope that ain't the case, because like, she don't. Yeah, she did what she did, but she don't deserve.
She don't deserve it.
She don't deserve that.
But Malik,
that's
my
cruddy.
thing to you, Malik, is like, Dion has shown he cares about his athletes and his people, bro, like his players. So I like I said, I will not be surprised. I don't think this is the case. I don't. I think he brought her there to help the athletes know like what to look for. I don't say what to look for, but what to expect from females moving forward. Because, bro, like we all been saying, like we know what she represents, or at least what she's represented in the past.
She tried to defend it and say that she's just a voice for, those on Instagram that like have all the followers and a big following that just won't speak. So she said she tries to stand as the voice for them.
She was like, "There's all these people with all this following. We don't even know what you sound like." Something like that. Like
yeah,
that was the
basically.
It was like, all right, okay, I get it.
I mean, I respect you for trying to find out what works for you as far as dating goes, but like you don't have to like spill the laundry every time that it doesn't work out.
Yeah, like why when things don't go good for you, you gotta it has to blow up.
Like everybody has to know that
like
know.
The whole country, like the whole country knows PJ Washington is in this situation. Like,
and I'm gonna be real with you.
And majority of celebrities try to be private anyway about most of the stuff. So
yeah.
I honestly, I mean, it could just be. I'm sure I'm the only one, but I really had no clue who he was. I probably would have found out eventually. I would have found out eventually because he on the horns with Melo and them, but I had no idea who he was until the situation with Brittany Renner.
Every time I hear PJ Washington, I literally think of her. Like
Yeah.
I think
he's not even known for basketball no more. He's really,
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, to go back to it, the one thing that sticks out in my mind, I didn't watch the whole clip because she was talking forever. But it's like back when she back no, not that, but back when the whole PJ thing happened and she was recording herself in the car talking, and it was like she went on and on and she literally said, yeah, find a young undrafted. She was like, find a young player about to be drafted.
That was terrible.
And it was just like she literally said, find him, get his money, take advantage. Pretty much
They're not
literally
smart.
said,
that's what she said.
Take advantage of them. They're dumb. They don't know what they're doing. And it's like, you expect someone to want to deal with you after you just said that? Like,
I think wasn't she also on like some campus and she was like on the prowl for like young men or something?
Yeah, she was back at Duke, I think, or Kentucky.
It's
one
like
of them.
one of them. Yeah.
Imagine if a man had did that. You know what I mean? Like,
they would have called the police.
He'd be in jail,
bro.
They would have called the police.
No, I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, they would not have allowed that.
Look, I think me personally, and this is my last point on it for Brittany Renner. If you are with someone and they feel compelled to make you sign a non-disclosure agreement on what just happened or what we're about to do, that's
common practice. That's common practice for a lot of celebrities, though. To make to make people sign NDAs.
Sure.
Really, they're not even supposed to go in the room with their phones. You know what I mean? Like they hook up with them or something like that, and they got to leave their phone in a separate room. Or so I've heard.
Sure, but
so I've heard.
All I'm gonna say is when the smoke.
That's what my sources tell me. That's what my sources tell me.
But yeah, when the smoke, there's fire. So I don't know, man. Brittany Renner.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for another episode. And Nelson, I want to thank you again for being such a
appreciate you, bro.
great guest.
Appreciate you, man.
As always, same crew: KC, John, Leek, and Shad. Signing off.
Pushing P.